good, yes.
And how long into the course did it take you before you realised that your investment was justified in doing this?
Oh, probably the first hour or two, once I realized the extensiveness of
Right.
candle making and the different techniques, and after having my conversation with you, and
Right.
you know, it's really it's a candle making course. You know, I've learned not just
Yeah, thank you.
So you're gonna remind me for
Forever.
great forever. Yeah, exactly.
So you just finished 8 days
Yeah.
with me. What's your opinions on the 8 days?
You have a very completely course, very
Yeah.
intensive. And
Yeah.
I think the first time that I really managed this kind of technique, I thought that it's going to take me a little bit of practice
Yeah.
in order to have the candle made the way that you are showing me
Right.
lately.
Right.
And I think it's great. I mean, it's going to take me a little bit time for practicing.
Right.
But I'm just gonna get it. I know, I'm sure.
Did you know that you could do so many different things with wax before you came to the class? You know, it was a candle making class, but did you realise that there were so many different possibilities you can do with wax?
No, actually, I'm surprised. I mean,
Yeah.
I know that we can add so many techniques in different techniques. I mean, we can do amazing things, and I'm really surprised. And I was kind of afraid because I know someone very, you can see artistic like you are.
Right.
It's something so very, very new that
Yeah.
I did my best, and I'm gonna keep going.
All
Yeah,
right. Good.
yeah.
Good. And it was a big investment that you paid. Was it worth it, the money that you paid for the course?
Yes,
Was
yes,
it worth
absolutely,
it?
absolutely. Yeah,
Yes?
it is. Yeah, I mean, it's a new profession. I mean, it's new knowledges that I'm getting. I'm very convinced, can you say
Yeah.
that? Convinced. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel a little bit more confident now that it's the last day. And I feel that, I invest very good my money.
Good.
Yeah.
And are you inspired creatively?
Yeah, that's the star, yeah, but for sure, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would recommend my courses to people that are serious about starting business?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100% sure. And anyway, if someone from any part of the world, if they Google candle making or bougie en français,
Yeah.
you will have everything on the first page. So that's it.
Thank you very much.
No, you're welcome.
Hi, my name's Gary Simmons. I'm here with my client Jenny at the Candle Academy. Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, it's perfect time.
Yes, it was good.
Yeah, perfect.
And did you make more candles than you thought you would make?
Yes,
Yeah?
only the first day.
The first day?
I can't believe it. Only the first day when it started.
And the money that you paid for the course, was it justified? Did you think that it was worth the money for
Of
the
course.
course? Yeah?
Yes, of course. So, it's nothing.
Yeah.
For this one you learn.
And so you learned lots of different techniques.
Yes.
It was very creative. Do you feel confident now?
Yes,
Yes?
yes.
So when you go back to Lebanon, you're going to you open your own shop?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I hope so.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you very
All
much.
right. My name is Gary Simmons, and I'm here at the Candle Academy with my last student, Mel, who's come from Australia for a course. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Fine.
Can you tell me what your initial objective was before you came here?
I was looking to be creative. I wanted to do something a little bit out of the ordinary. So I'd been going on the internet, Googling, trying to get some ideas, and I came across your video sites,
Okay.
and I was inspired. So I
Okay.
felt, since I happened to be coming to France, it was only just, 140 miles to get here, out of my way, but it was well worth it, and it's been a fantastic day.
Okay. So you're an existing candle maker?
Yes.
Yes. And being an existing candle maker, it was inspiring for you, was it, to learn new techniques?
Oh, absolutely. Everything I've done over almost 10 years now has been trial and error. I've had to teach myself. So the opportunity to have someone that was willing to share techniques, remember that's very rare,
Yes, yes, true.
was brilliant, yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes a technique can take many months, but when someone shows you, it can take many minutes, which is great.
Exactly. And what do you think the difference is between learning from somebody like myself or from YouTube or from books and things like that?
I think despite how many YouTube videos that you might watch, practical application is so much easier. It lodges in your memory. It's so much easier to understand and to see the medium that you're working with.
Right.
I don't think you can get that. The other thing I find too is when I was teaching myself is that there's 55 people all telling you how to do the same thing different ways, and so you've got to try and move through all of those different training techniques to find the one that suits you. Whereas here you can actually talk one-on-one, and we can talk the same language, which is really great.
Right, exactly that. So with everything that you learned today, do you think that you can utilise it in what you're doing?
Oh heck, yes, absolutely. Yeah, I can't wait to get back and to try some of the methods. Just, probably doing the same types of things that I'm already doing, but doing them in a far more simplified way. And of course that means saving money. That's got to be better for the business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
I hope.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
This is Gary Simmons from the Candle Academy. Thank you for your time. Hi, my name is Gary Simmons and I'm the owner of the Candle Academy on the French Riviera. I'm here with one of my last students. What I would like to discuss is that candle making, like any trade, is a profession, and there's many different ways to learn a profession, but usually the best way is to take an apprenticeship, which means to learn one-on-one with an educator that is current, actively participating in that marketplace. So to start with, we'll introduce my student. Hello, mate. If you can just tell me your name and where you're from.
My name's Mark, from Manchester.
Okay. And what was your initial objective for candle making?
Well, I needed to get the confidence to start a manufacturing business. So to take the bits and pieces that I knew and put it together so that I could confidently go out and manufacture candles. And speaking to somebody that's got the experience of doing what I'm trying to do now, that was what I came for, just to pick the brains really.
Right, excellent. And what type of research did you do beforehand?
With regards to you?
As far as finding or looking at other companies on the web?
Well, I think it's like anything else, I have my basic knowledge and I just wanted to build on that, so I started looking around, saw your course and thought, well, that would be useful. Had a good look through what you've done, some of the stuff you put on YouTube, and thought, it's probably going to help, and it certainly can't do any harm.
Right, exactly.
And that was it really.
And what about the price? I mean, it's one of the most expensive courses on the internet. Did the price put you off?
No, as I say, I mean, it's an overused phrase, but perhaps reassuringly expensive, you know what I mean? There's a certain amount of apprehension because when you only talk to somebody on the email and you're sending large amounts of money across off the cyberspace, it's not something that I don't think anybody will be comfortable with, but at the same time, I'm paying for your sort of 20 years of experience, and it's worth it.
Right. Now, originally you had a certain idea of what you actually wanted to manufacture, what you wanted to produce. And the point that I try to put over on my website is that it's quite extensive candle making. There's lots of different techniques. And like yourself, I have a lot of people that arrive that just want to do one thing. Now, you've probably learned about 50 different techniques and formulas, as opposed to maybe the 2 or 3 that you was originally interested in. Do you think that that has been of benefit, even though it's gone away from what your original plan was?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fortunate enough to have done higher education, if you know what I mean, previously, and any course is the same, you know. You take out the bits that are interesting to you, you make use of that, and, you know, the stuff that you learn can't do any harm, you know what I mean. It does make you a more rounded person, it gives you more possibilities. I mean, some of the things we've talked about, you know, I mean, you set off with an original idea, you don't know where it's going to go, you've got to, you know, I mean, you obviously have to have a plan to see where you want to go, but it's nice to have a few options because, as I say, you just never know. And so, you know, I mean, some of the things that I've learned I might not use in the future, I might use all of it, I just don't know. But I can't unlearn them.
Right.
So
Exactly. So was it inspiring?
Inspiring.
From a creative standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. Yeah, I mean, inspiring's a strong word for me.
Right.
But,
Right.
I might have been
Right.
a bit more sort of utilitarian, if you know what I mean. So
Right.
inspiring's a strong word, but yeah, certainly. I mean, looking at what's possible and what can be achieved,
Right.
it's very good, you know. And,
Okay.
I like some of the stuff that I've created, you know, as well. So
Right.
yeah, nearly inspiring.
Okay. And the teaching methods, I've built up over the 20 years quite a strict regime of teaching, where it involves making the candle, talking about the formula, photographing it. Do you think that this was thorough enough for you, the way the education was?
Yeah. I mean, you know, you can tell you've done it before, if you know what I mean. And you know, having got to the end of the 5 days, if you will, I find it difficult to think we could squeeze anything else in during the day and retain it in my head, if you know what I mean, because there is a lot to learn.
Yeah.
It's like anything else, you know, but when I take it on and put it into practice, I think I've got.
Okay, this is the Candle Academy on the French Riviera, talking with one of our students. Please can you tell us your name and where you're from?
Ashley Smith, Macon, Georgia, United States.
And how did you find us, and what made you choose the academy?
Well, I looked for about 3 or 4 years until I finally found someone who was offering classes, and did a good bit of research and emailing back and forth, and finally decided to come here.
And what was your objective before you came?
My objective was to learn how to make and scent candles to sell.
Okay. And from a creative... My name is Gary Simmons, and I'm here with my last student, Rebecca, from Brisbane, Australia. Hi.
Hey, Gary.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
All right. My first question I want to ask you is, a lot of people go on to the internet to have a look at what I do, and it's quite extensive. All the information that you see on the internet, it explains everything that I do in the 8-day seminars, what you've just completed. My question to you is, what now that you've actually attended the 8 days, what difference is it from attending and from what you actually saw? And after attending, have you done more than what you thought, less than what you thought?
Well, it's been very practical and very hands-on, which I have enjoyed very much. The techniques I've learned, they've been very extensive. There's been a lot of different stuff, and I headed very full and spinning with lots of new techniques and lots of new ideas to get home and try out immediately. So it's been a lot of fun.
Okay.
And
Did you make as many candles as you thought?
I made heaps more candles than I expected to.
Yeah.
So I didn't think we would be making the 100 million candles that I have made.
Okay. And Did you realise how extensive and all the possibilities that you can actually achieve with wax?
No, I had no idea that there were so many different techniques to use and so many different things that you could do with wax. So
Yes.
I had no
Because you've been making candles before.
Yep, I've been making candles previously, but I just, have not experimented with any of the techniques really.
Okay. And the candles you were making before, what exactly were you doing?
I was making straight pillar candles and soy wax container candles.
Okay. Okay. So with the information that you have now had, do you feel that you can extend your ranges, your scope?
Massively. The scope of what I'll be able to produce in candles has increased by about 100-fold.
Oh,
So,
well, that's good.
yes, excellent. Very exciting.
Okay. And would you recommend the course to somebody that is serious about starting a business?
Yes, I would definitely recommend the course to someone who's serious about starting a business. It's a very good basis for doing something different to what other candle makers are doing out there and really improving your technique and learning new techniques.
Yeah. So all in all, it was exciting, stimulating, and you had a good time.
Lots of fun, exciting, stimulating, my head hurts, but in a good way. And I'm just very excited to get back and start making candles.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.